Hey, what is up guys? Thursday, which means a new update, the new bushes, new PvP weapons and armors, and the full release of mobile coming very soon. I actually posted an update video regarding the staking changes last week and it did quite well, and I might actually start doing these, but maybe not every week, just if there's something interesting to say. So leave a like if you guys do enjoy and want to see more. Let's get on with it. Alright, so today's update, the bush yield improvements, Nordic soft launch, and mobile changes. The yield for bushes, nightshades, and limpwurt roots have been increased. Yield for each of these crops will have a guaranteed minimum harvest equal to the yield before this update. Of course, that would mean you can never get below 3 limpwurt roots or four berries from the bushes. The additional harvest will be scaled according to your farming level. The appearance of the fully grown crop will no longer deplete based on how many you have yielded and will instead appear as only a full crop or a fully harvested crop. This, in line with other farming patches, will work in a similar way. The following crops have also been affected: cadaverberry, nightshade, dwellberry, jangerberry, limpwurt root, poison ivy, redberry, and whiteberry. To balance the influx of limpwurt roots, the following monsters will now drop a limpwurt seed rather than a root: a chaos druid, warriors, cuirass, necreals, deviant specters. Each of the following will now drop a seed except for the deviant specters, which will drop a minimum of 3 seeds up to 11. And all the wildy bosses will now drop 25 limpwurt roots instead of 50. Alright, so moving on to the Android soft Nordics. Earlier this week we talked about expanding the Android soft launch to the Nordics in preparation for the full release of Oldschool Runescape on the Android and iOS. Today's game update brings the OSRS to Android on Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden servers. The soft launch allows both members and free-to-play users to access the app while giving us a chance to optimize the player experience in advance of the launch of mobile later on this year. As with the Canada soft launch, players will be able to purchase bonds and membership via the app rather than going to the website. The development of OSRS on Android has been going from strength to strength, and with this expansion of the soft launch highlights just how close we are to the full release of the OSRS on mobile. We hope to have more information to share with you regarding the process of the upcoming iOS closed beta and to test the full release of the mobile soon, but until then, we'd like to highlight some of the new mobile changes we've made and detailed below. Okay, honestly, this is pretty damn cool, the account management. And you can see all the days you have left on the membership, view the inbox, everything you would have to go through, through the website and log into the account. Everything like that is right here, so that's pretty cool. This would include the billing with the membership, inbox, name, and useful links. Ooh. It looks like they also combine the friends list and the ignore, like you would just double tap it, and it's the same thing to save space, which is pretty smart, I guess. I do want to jump into the PvP weapons in just a bit, but I do want to cover the overlays and, in the other news, however you should put that. So the fog system in demo mode has now been fixed and displays the correct on mobile. Oh man, who would play demo mode on mobile? I would not suggest that. The smoke overlay when entering the smoke tunnels in the desert or south of Castle Wars now display correctly on mobile. The PvP World Rota is switching to Period A. If you guys don't know, they switch from like European to American bounty hunter worlds every 2 weeks. The effects of teleblock now expire on logout. That is pretty freaking cool. Players are now asked to confirm if they want to log out during a raid. Huh. I guess if you did log out, you'd be kicked, so that's awesome as well. Malignus Mortifer, I don't even know how to say that, but I know that's that one like wizard guy that gives you the magic scepters right next to like Fally, south of the air essence place. Yeah. He now uses an accusative rather than a nominative case of a Latin word. Yeah, I never got taught that in school. Freaking dumb Americans. The Vernic Defender's death protection has now been adjusted to protect over more items. It protects over fewer than it originally did in May. Okay, so I would assume that's why they're changing it. I actually just bought one and they're like 135 mil now, so that's quite a hit to the bank. Dragging an item from the bank to a blank tab will no longer move the item in the inventory and cause a loss of the bank interaction. Huh, I've never noticed that, to be honest. No way, they just took out the book lore. That is hilarious. I'm actually uploading a scam video, like don't get scammed by these, tomorrow, and I covered this exact scam. That's a good feeling that it's taken out, but yeah, either way, wow. So how it works is a scammer is going to get you into a PvP world, normally close to a bank and close to a non-safe zone, so he can lure you out. He's actually going to have you, get your items out of the bank, and while you do that, or you just trade him, he's going to do a bolt enchant, and then he's going to quickly click on a certain type of book, and then it stalls him. In theory, the player's body is still in the bank, but in all actuality, it's actually outside, and it's totally glitched. So, you go to trade them and you get pulled out, and there's a PvP clan just waiting there to annihilate you. Oh man, this one is so clever, so deadly. Watch out, guys. Alright, so moving on to the deadman mode changes and the PvP weapons. Also, comment below, how do you guys feel about the PvP weapons coming to OSRS? Like, that would be insane. I know it's been pulled multiple times and it got so close, but it didn't pass, and they put out the mace and the bow instead. But either way, let me know below. Alright, so the new deadman tournament starts on Saturday the 8th of September and ends on Saturday the 15th of September, and then of course the season would go for 1 month exactly after that 15th. If you guys were subscribed back then and happened to watch my last tournament, it went extremely well, and I'm gonna do a lot better this time. Like, I have some tricks up my sleeve, and we actually did manage to get into the the final arena, the final fights, and the 1v1s. It was so much fun, and yeah, I got 2 accounts ready this time, so make sure you guys watch me, throw the support. It's gonna be a good time. Alright, so jumping into the vesta longsword, the vesta spear, and all that good stuff. NPCs killed in the wilderness will now have a chance to roll on a new global wilderness loot table. The chance is relative to the combat level of the NPC, so I guess it's just like a revenant, honestly. The higher the combat level of the monster in the wilderness, the higher chance you have of getting these new weapons. If you're fortunate enough to hit this loot table, you'll be rewarded with some of the most powerful weapons to be found in game, known as the Ancient Warriors Equipped. Now, these new ancient weapons are tradable and do not degrade, which is I guess it's just demo mode, but if it was put into OSRs, they would definitely have to be degradable. What do you guys think? If we just glance at the Vesta's longsword, this thing is so freaking OP. I remember it being better than a god sword, just like whacking, and then the special attack would hit 70s, and you could have 4 special attacks instead of the AGS just having 2. So this thing is honestly going to demolish anyone. A successful hit deals between 20% and 120% of your standard max hit. They also added the Vesta spear, which is just like a Guthan's war spear, but better. I couldn't see this, being that useful. I guess it would be better than a whip even possibly, so it's still gonna have some use for sure. And then checking out the warhammer, man, this thing is OP, definitely a better dragon warhammer again, and it actually has 3 chances to hit a special. I guess not, you actually have to wait for the 10% because it's 35% instead of like 33. Rip. And if we check out the special attack, any successful hit will lower your opponent's defense by 30%, just like the D-hammer. The Morrigan's throwing axe, you need 78 range to equip to. The ammunition saving effect of the average device does not work with the axes. So yeah, every single one you use, they just vanish into dust. And I don't see them being like that viable. I don't think, maybe some rangers would use them trying to get some KOs at the end of a combo. But either way, besides that, it wouldn't really be that great, to be honest. On the other hand, the Morrigan's javelins, they hold their tier. I'm not gonna lie, I would definitely go with these over the throwing axes. They're actually a lot closer to the dragon throwing axes than the Morrigan's throwing axes. I know it doesn't make sense. The special attack on these javelins will affect your opponent every 3 game cycles and add 5 HP of damage, which is, they could add up. That's like poison being it's crazy. I remember seeing it back in the day and PKing with them and getting PK'd. Man, it is gonna be some good times bringing these old weapons back. Last item, the Zuriel's staff, 18 magic bonus. I believe that's the same as the Kodai wand, and the master one is 15, I do believe. 10% magic damage. That is the same as a regular staff of the dead, but not like a Kodai wand, which is 15%. So either way, really freaking good. Look at this, blood spells have 50% more chance to do damage, I guess. The smoke spell's poison starts 2 times higher, shadow spells will drain attack 2 times higher, and ice spells have 10% more accuracy. No way, this is actually some pretty big changes right here. The Varrac's flail is no longer a possible reward from the barrel's chest. That means, the full Varrac meta will no longer be a thing. It looks like they matched the quarterfinal and the semifinal arena to the final arena size. The requirement for completion of the Hand in the Sand to access the Magic Guild store has been removed. Starter kits will now be cleaned up. along with food items in the 1v1. Okay, yeah, people are trying to bring like tuna and whatnot and undo it in the box, like unnote it, and they get 10 free tuna instead of like 1 shark, which is pretty damn clever. The requirement for having started Dragon Slayer to equip anything anti-fire has been removed. Okay, I'm not going to read everything off, but this is freaking mind blown. They made all of these items, you know, from the Bandos chestplate to the Staff of the Dead to an Abyssal Whip to Odium Shards, like literally everything. They made them 4 times more common. And don't forget guys, this is the DMM tournament, and you know, it's not OSRS. I could see any new player like watching this and getting really freaking excited. Everything is 4 times more common for a week? Damn, bro. They've also improved the drop rates of all defenders to 1 in 25. It used to be 1 out of 50 for like rune and stuff, and then it was 1 out of 100 for dragon defenders, which could take you up to 1 to like 5 hours if you got really unlucky and had to deal with peak errors and stuff. It was a hassle. It looks like at the beginning of the tournament you automatically complete every single one of these quests, which is a lot, man. That's such a boost. Like, you know, Dragon Slayer right there, Goblin Diplomacy. The teleblock will now last for 150 seconds or 75 seconds while Protect from Magic is active. And now checking out the Deadman season real quick, it'll start on Saturday the 15th of September and end on Thursday the 11th of October. And honestly, everything is the same. Like, everything is the same, except they went ahead and added a full list of armor, which is wild. Even like the helmets, everything. This is gonna change the whole game. I don't even know what to say. Leave a comment below if you guys play DMM mode. Like, you know, how is this gonna affect it? If you're running around on Ruin and or like Adamant or, you know, anything like that, and you come across a dude in full Vesta, man, you're toasted. You're absolutely toasted. But yeah, hopefully you did enjoy. I'm losing my voice. I've actually been commentating all night. It's 6 in the morning right now. And yeah, I just wanted to put out this update video. I'm probably not going to do too many of them, like I said, just if there's something interesting to cover. But make sure you guys throw a like if you did enjoy. Have a good one. See ya.
Smoking on that chronic, drinking old English rags, tie, hang side, letters on my